Commander Olivia Martinez stood at the viewing window of the Earth diplomatic vessel. The massive Galactic Council station hung in space before her, a gleaming wheel of metal and light. After 3 years of negotiations, today was supposed to be Earth's triumph, the day humanity would finally join the galactic community as equals. "Commander, we've received docking clearance," said Lieutenant Eric Ross from his station. "Council security vessels are moving into escort formation." Olivia nodded. "Take us in, Lieutenant, standard approach." As their ship glided toward the station, Olivia checked her uniform one last time. The blue and silver of Earth's diplomatics corps shone under the cabin lights. For 50 years, humans had played by the Council's rules. They had shared their culture, established trade routes, and contributed scientific discoveries. Earth had met every requirement for full membership, yet something in Ambassador Zilthax's last communication troubled her. The Arcturian had been their strongest ally in the Council, but his recent messages had grown cold and formal. "Docking complete, Commander," Eric announced. "Council representatives are waiting at the airlock." The welcoming party consisted of junior diplomatic staff, another bad sign. No senior council members had come to greet Earth's delegation. Olivia led her team through the station's wide corridors, passing representatives from dozens of alien species. Some nodded in recognition. Others turned away. The council chamber itself was a massive dome with seating for thousands. The 7 elder race representatives sat on elevated platforms at the center. Around them, in descending rings, sat the representatives of full member worlds, associate members, and observers. Earth's small delegation was directed to the observer section. "This is wrong," whispered Dr. Allison Wright, Earth's leading xenobiologist. "We should be in the associate section at minimum." Olivia silenced her with a slight gesture as the chamber lights dimmed. Grand Speaker Tulkan of the Volus stood, his forearms raised for silence. "The Galactic Council's 4,927th regular session is now in progress," he announced, voice booming through hidden speakers. "First matter, petition of the planet Earth for elevated status from Protectorate to Associate Member." A murmur ran through the assembly. Olivia stepped forward when beckoned, walking to the central platform. The faces of the elder representatives loomed above her, their expressions unreadable. "Honorable Council," she began, "for 50 years, Earth has maintained peaceful relations with all Council races. We have complied with technology sharing agreements. Our colonies remain within permitted boundaries. Our ships use only approved drive systems. We present our formal petition for associate membership with full documentation of our compliance." The Grand Speaker received Earth's data crystal without comment, inserting it into his console. The chamber darkened as projection screens displayed Earth's file. "The petition is properly filed," Tulkan stated. "Discussion may commence." Ambassador Zilthax rose from the Arcturian seat. His tall, slender form towered over the other representatives. "The Council has studied Earth's development closely," he said, his voice surprisingly gentle. "Humans have shown remarkable adaptability and ingenuity. However, these same qualities cause concern. Your species evolves concepts too rapidly. Your technological implementation is unpredictable." Olivia frowned. "Ambassador, these were the same qualities you praised during preliminary discussions." "In a controlled environment, yes," Zilthax responded. "But Council analysis projections suggest humans would advance too quickly if given access to unrestricted technology. Your history shows concerning patterns of competition and conflict." From the Draconis seat, Security Chief Krellmore leaned forward, his scaled face catching the light. "Let us be direct. Humans fight wars over resources, ideology, even religion. You split the atom and immediately built weapons. You reached your moon and abandoned exploration for decades. Your development lacks consistency. Those conflicts lie in our past," Olivia countered. "United Earth government has maintained global peace for 60 years. "A mere moment in evolutionary terms," said the ancient representative of the Elorian collective, their voice whispering through a translation device. "The Council must think in millennia, not decades." One by one, The elder representatives voiced their concerns. Humans were evolutionarily unstable. Earth's government structures changed too frequently. Humans asked too many questions. Human colonies expanded too aggressively, even within their permitted zone. As the criticism continued, Olivia realized with growing horror that this wasn't a genuine discussion. The decision had been made before she even entered the chamber. The Grand Speaker finally raised his hand for silence. The Council will now vote on Earth's petition. The voting was swift and devastating. Earth's petition was denied by 6 of the 7 elder races, with only the Arcturians abstaining rather than supporting Earth. Associate and full members followed the elders' lead almost unanimously. The petition is denied, the Grand Speaker announced. Earth will maintain protectorate status. Technology restrictions, colonization boundaries, and military limitations will remain in effect. The Council recommends review in 50 standard years. Olivia stood in shocked silence. 50 more years of being treated like children. May I ask the Council to explain its reasoning for the record? She finally managed. Ambassador Zilthax stepped forward again. The Council believes humanity requires more time to develop stability. Your protectorate status is not a punishment, Commander Martinez. It is protection. For you and for the galactic community. Protection? Dr. Wright whispered behind her. They mean control. The return journey to Earth was silent and tense. Once their ship cleared Council space, Olivia called her team to the conference room. They never intended to accept our petition, she said flatly. This wasn't a hearing, it was theater. Dr. Wright pulled up files on her tablet. While they kept us waiting, I accessed public council records. Earth isn't the first to be denied like this. At least 7 other species have been kept as protectorates for centuries. Lieutenant Ross looked up from his console. Admiral Carter is requesting immediate communication when we enter Earth space. Priority Alpha. 3 days later, Olivia stood in the underground command center beneath Geneva as Admiral Joseph Carter addressed the United Earth Security Council. The Admiral's weathered face was grave as he presented classified intelligence. These images were captured by our deep space monitoring network, he explained as the screen showed Council ships operating well within Earth's restricted zone. They're conducting mineral surveys of our outer colonies while telling us these areas are restricted for our protection. President Diana Winters studied the evidence. How long has this been happening? Based on our data, at least 15 years, Carter replied. But there's more. He nodded to Dr. Wright. The xenobiologist stepped forward. I've analyzed communication patterns between Council vessels. They're not just watching us, they're containing us, and they're afraid. Olivia described her observations. From the Council station, the unusual security, the whispered conversations that stopped when humans approached, the strange readings from deep space that Council technicians rushed to hide. Something is coming from beyond the galactic rim, she concluded, something that terrifies even the elder races. But rather than seeking allies, they're ensuring they alone control the resources and technology to respond. Admiral Carter's next words hung in the silent room. They denied us a seat at their table, so now we show them exactly what they've dismissed. President Winters looked around the table. How prepared are we to demonstrate humanity's true capabilities? For the first time that day, Olivia saw Carter smile. Project Prometheus achieved operational status last month. The fleet is ready. We just need your authorization. The President stood. The Council has made its decision. Now they will learn that Earth is not asking for permission to join the galactic community. We are announcing our arrival. As the meeting adjourned, Olivia caught a glimpse of a classified file on Carter's tablet. Operation Thunderclap. First item simply read, "When diplomacy fails, demonstrate why humans should never be underestimated." The game was about to change. Earth would have its seat, or the Council would learn to run. Lieutenant Commander Nathan Blake watched the stars blur outside the viewscreen of the UES Harbinger. The experimental vessel hummed with power as it moved faster than any human ship was supposed to be able to travel. According to official records, submitted to the Galactic Council, humans were still using basic fusion drives and rudimentary FTL technology. The Harbinger proved that was a carefully crafted lie. "Status report," Nathan called out to his bridge crew. "All systems nominal, Commander," replied Lieutenant Susan Chen from the operations station. "The Prometheus drive is performing at 108% of projected capacity. We'll reach Centauri Prime in 40 minutes. Nathan nodded. "Any Council vessels tracking?" "Us?" "None, sir," said Navigation Officer Kyle Rodriguez. "We dropped off their sensor grid when we activated the stealth systems past Mars orbit. As far as they know, we're just a small diplomatic shuttle on a standard route. For decades, Earth had maintained the appearance of technological compliance. While officially using Council-approved systems, humans had secretly reverse-engineered and improved upon alien technology. Project Prometheus was the crown jewel of these efforts, a revolutionary propulsion system that didn't require the Council-controlled jump gate network. Nathan opened a secure channel to Earth Command. Admiral Carter's face appeared on screen, looking tired but determined. "Report, Blake." "On schedule, Admiral. No complications. We should arrive during the Council's main session as planned." Carter nodded. "Remember, this is a demonstration, not an attack. Deliver the message exactly as instructed. Make sure they understand we could have done much more if we'd chosen to." "Understood, sir." Blake out. Nathan turned to his crew. "Final preparations. Full diplomatic protocols, but shields at maximum. They'll detect that capability, and it's part of the message." The Harbinger dropped out of FTL on the edge of the Centauri system. Immediately, alert signals flashed across the command console. "Multiple Council security vessels on intercept course," Susan reported calmly. "They're hailing us and ordering us to power down and prepare for boarding." "Ignore them," Nathan ordered. "Set course directly for the Council station. Maximum conventional speed." The Harbinger accelerated toward Centauri Prime, the gleaming center of Council operations. Council security ships fell into pursuit, their weapons charging. "They're targeting our engines," Kyle reported. Nathan smiled slightly. "Let them fire." The first volley of Council weapons splashed harmlessly against the Harbinger's shields. Shields that, according to Council records, humans shouldn't have for another century. "No damage," Susan confirmed. "Our shields are holding at 99.8%. The Council vessels, Nathan could imagine the confusion and panic. Humanity was supposed to be a fledgling spacefaring species, barely able to defend their own solar system. Yet here was a human vessel shrugging off military-grade weapons fire. "Council station is hailing us," Communication Officer Greg Alvarez announced. "Priority channel, it's Security Chief Krellmore himself." On screen, Nathan ordered. The reptilian face of the Draconis security chief filled the view screen. His scaled features were tightened in what Nathan recognized as alarm. "Human vessel, you are violating Council security protocols. Power down immediately or face destruction." Nathan kept his voice calm and measured. "Security Chief Krellmore, I am Lieutenant Commander Nathan Blake of the United Earthship Harbinger. I carry a diplomatic message from Earth to the Galactic Council. We will dock in 10 minutes. Your ship is using unauthorized technology. Explain yourself." "That's part of the message, Chief Krellmore. Perhaps you should prepare the Council to receive us." Nathan cut the transmission and turned to his crew. "Continue approach. Activate full sensor package. I want detailed scans of their defense systems." On the far side of the Centauri system, hidden within the asteroid belt, Dr. Maya Patel monitored the Harbinger's progress from her hidden laboratory. Around her, dozens of scientists and engineers tracked data flowing in from the ship's sensors. Project Prometheus had been her life's work for 15 years, combining human innovation with carefully studied alien principles. "They've detected the shields but not the drive signature," reported her assistant, Dr. Alan West. "Secondary systems remain undetected." Maya nodded. "Good. Phase 1 is proceeding as planned. Alert the secondary teams to prepare for Phase 2. Meanwhile, on the distant colony world of Proxima B, Administrator Frank Delgado supervised the evacuation of non-essential personnel. Officially, it was a routine rotation. In reality, they were clearing space for the military installations that would arrive next week. "Sir," called one of his aides, "the transport ships are loaded. Agricultural equipment has been converted to storage for the defensive platforms as ordered. Frank checked his secure tablet. Similar operations were happening across all 12 human colonies. To casual observation, everything appeared normal. But Earth was quietly preparing for whatever came next. Back on the Harbinger, Nathan guided his ship toward the massive council station. Dozens of security vessels now surrounded them, weapons hot but not firing. They had seen what happened to the first volley. "We're being directed to Emergency Docking Bay 7, Kyle reported. "It's isolated from the main station." "That's fine," Nathan replied. "Dock as instructed." As the Harbinger connected to the station, Nathan picked up the secure case containing Earth's official message. President Winters had been very specific about its delivery. "Security teams are gathering outside the airlock," Susan reported. "At least 30 officers, heavy weapons." Nathan straightened his uniform. "Open the outer door. Just me. The rest of you maintain ship security." The station's artificial gravity felt slightly heavier than Earth standard as Nathan stepped through the airlock. Council security forces surrounded him, weapons raised. At their center stood Krell Moore, flanking a nervous-looking Arcturian diplomat. "Commander Blake," the Arcturian said. "I am Junior Ambassador Zilnir. The Council demands an explanation for your vessel's capabilities and your unauthorized approach." Nathan held out the sealed case. "Earth's formal response to the Council's rejection of our membership petition. President Winters requests this be delivered to the full Council during today's session." Krellmore snatched the case. "Your ship will be impounded and its technology confiscated. This is a clear violation of—" "My ship will not be touched," Nathan interrupted calmly. "We'll depart after the message is delivered. Any attempt to board or impound the Harbinger will be considered an act of war." "You dare threaten the Council?" Krellmore hissed. "Not a threat. A statement of fact." Nathan's voice remained level. "The Harbinger is just one ship. One example of what humanity has achieved while you believed we were contained. Earth has given the Council one standard galactic month to reconsider our membership. After that time, we withdraw from all treaties and will chart our own path among the stars." From her monitoring station in the Council's Intelligence Division, Analyst Greenaw watched the confrontation with growing concern. The human ship's energy readings were like nothing she'd seen before. She began composing an urgent report, knowing her superiors would likely ignore it. They always did when it contradicted their assumptions about primitive species. As Nathan returned to his ship, the Council's emergency session began. Within the chambers, the sealed case was opened and Earth's message was played. For the first time in centuries, the elder races felt something they had forgotten: fear of what they could not control. And in deep space, beyond Council sensors, the first ships of humanity's hidden fleet moved into position, ready for Operation Thunderclap. The Galactic Council chamber buzzed with nervous energy as the final hours of Earth's one-month deadline ticked away. Security Chief Krell Moore paced before the elder representatives, his scaled tail swishing in agitation. "We cannot allow this human ultimatum to stand," he insisted. "Their technology violations must be punished, not rewarded with membership." Grand Speaker Tulkan raised a hand for silence. "The humans have made no further contact since delivering their message. Our intelligence suggests they are simply posturing. Their ship, while impressive, appeared to be experimental. A single prototype is not cause for alarm." In the observer section, Greenaw clutched her datapad tightly. For weeks, her reports about unusual energy readings from Earth's moon had been dismissed. Now she watched the Council's complacency with growing dread. "The deadline expires in 3 hours," Ambassador Zilthax noted. "Perhaps we should consider a compromise position. Offer the humans limited associate status with technology restrictions." Krellmore hissed in disagreement. "Appeasement encourages defiance. I have increased security patrols throughout Council space. Let the humans come if they dare." Aboard the UES Defiance, Admiral Joseph Carter studied the tactical display. 50 ships of Earth's hidden fleet were in position, each equipped with the Prometheus drive. For decades, humanity had maintained a public face of compliance while secretly building their true capabilities. All vessels report ready, Admiral, said his executive officer, Commander Samuel Grant. Operation Thunderclap awaits your command. Carter nodded. Send the activation code. Remind all captains. This is a demonstration of capability, not an attack. No weapons are to be fired unless in direct self-defense. Yes, sir. Grant transmitted the orders, then looked up. Sir, President Winters is on Secure Channel 1. The President's face appeared on screen, her expression solemn. Admiral, you're authorized to proceed. Show them what humanity can do. But remember, we want them as allies eventually. Understood, Madam President. We'll give them a show they won't forget. Across Council space, in perfect synchronization, 50 Earth vessels activated their Prometheus drives. Unlike conventional jump technology that required massive energy buildup and created detectable distortions, the Prometheus system allowed instant transition without warning. In the Council chamber, alarms suddenly blared. The massive view screen at the chamber's center activated automatically, showing emergency feeds from across Council space. What is happening? Demanded Tlacan. A technician worked frantically at his console. Unknown vessels have appeared at multiple locations, sir. They're everywhere. Pentax Prime, the Rigel colonies, Arcturus Station, Draconis homeworld. Even here, directly above Centauri Prime. Krellmore rushed to the security station. Impossible. No fleet could bypass our detection grid. Above the Council's most important worlds, Earth vessels appeared without warning. They materialized inside defensive perimeters, hovering over capital cities and critical installations. On the Draconis homeworld, 3 human ships floated serenely above the Imperial Palace. At the Arcturus trading hub, human vessels positioned themselves at key junctions. And above Centauri Prime itself, the UES Defiance shimmered into existence directly over the Council tower. In the Council chamber, pandemonium erupted. Delegates shouted for explanations or fled for emergency shuttles. The elder representatives sat frozen in shock. Then, in the center of the chamber, the air shimmered. Lifelike holographic projections appeared, technology the Council believed humans hadn't mastered. Admiral Carter's image stood before them, 10 feet tall and perfectly rendered. Honorable representatives of the Galactic Council, he began, his voice calm but filling the chamber. The United Earth government sends greetings. As you can see on your displays, Earth vessels are currently positioned at strategic locations throughout Council space. This is an act of war, Krellmore shouted. Carter's hologram turned to him. If we wanted war, Security Chief, you would already be defeated. Our ships appeared inside your defense networks without detection. We could have struck without warning. Gestured, and the holographic display changed to show Earth's fleet in position above major Council worlds. We have not fired a single shot, nor do we intend to. This is merely a demonstration of capability. For 50 years, you've treated humans as children to be controlled. Today, that ends. On Dr. Maya Patel's command, each Earth ship activated a secondary system. Council sensors and weapon systems across multiple worlds suddenly went offline. Communications between planets stuttered and failed. As you can see, Carter continued, we can disable your technology at will. The Council believes it controls the flow of technological advancement in the galaxy. That belief ends today. In the silence that followed, President Diana Winters' hologram appeared beside Carter's. Her expression was firm but not unkind. People of the galactic community, she addressed not just the Council, but the billions watching on emergency broadcasts across Council space. For decades, Earth has been classified as a protectorate species, denied both rights and representation. We were told this was for our own protection, that humans were evolutionarily unstable and unpredictable. She smiled slightly. On that last point, you were correct. Humans are indeed unpredictable. When faced with barriers, we find ways around them. When denied technology, we develop our own. When told to wait, we prepare. The display changed again, showing images of Earth's hidden research facilities and shipyards. While maintaining the appearance of compliance with Council restrictions, Earth has operated a shadow research program, combining innovations from every human culture. We studied the technology you allowed us to see and improved upon it. We observed the principles you used and developed new applications. On her signal, the jamming fields lifted. Council systems came back online, but now they detected the true nature of Earth's ships, their advanced shields, weapon systems, and the revolutionary Prometheus drive that made the Council's jump gates obsolete. In the Council chamber, Ambassador Zilthax finally broke the stunned silence. "What do you want from us?" Admiral Carter's hologram addressed the Council directly. "Earth does not seek dominance or control. We ask only for what should have been granted already: recognition as equals. Full membership in the Council, with all rights and responsibilities." President Winter's hologram stepped forward. "But more importantly, we demand honesty. Tell the Chi-Duts, people of the galaxy, the truth about the threat approaching from beyond the galactic rim, the threat you've been hiding while harvesting resources from protectorate worlds to save only yourselves." Gasps echoed through the chamber. Most delegates had no knowledge of any external threat. The elder representatives exchanged alarmed glances. "We don't know what you're talking about," Krellmore blustered. "Don't you?" President Winters asked quietly. Her hologram gestured and new images appeared. Long-range scans showing something massive approaching the galaxy, data that the Council had classified at the highest levels. The Void Swarm, she named it. A hive-mind entity that consumes civilizations. You've known about it for centuries, but kept it secret while preparing only your homeworlds for survival. In the observer section, Greena stood in shock. Her own research had hinted at something beyond the rim, but she'd never imagined a threat of this scale. As the Council erupted in questions and accusations, Commander Olivia Martinez watched from the UES Defiance above. Earth had made its point. Now came the harder part, transforming this demonstration of power into a true alliance before the Void Swarm arrived. "Operation Thunderclap complete," she reported to Admiral Carter. "They're listening now." 3 days after Operation Thunderclap, the Galactic Council remained in emergency session. The once orderly chamber now resembled a battlefield of words, as representatives from hundreds of worlds demanded answers. The revelation of the Void Swarm approaching from beyond the galactic rim had shattered the Council's unity. "You knew," shouted the representative from Proxima Centauri, a world that had been denied full membership for centuries. "You knew this threat existed while telling us technology restrictions were for our own safety." The Draconis Imperium delegation, led by Krellmore, pushed for immediate military action against Earth. "The humans have violated every treaty. We must seize their technology and restore order." The ancient Elorian representative rose slowly, silencing the chamber with a raised hand. "Perhaps it is time we acknowledge our error. Humans have demonstrated not only technological prowess but remarkable restraint. They could have attacked. Instead, they revealed a truth we have hidden for too long." Outside the Council Tower, massive, public demonstrations filled the streets of Centauri Prime. Species from across the galaxy demanded answers about the Void Swarm and an end to the technology restrictions that had kept many worlds vulnerable. In orbit above, the UES Defiance maintained position. Admiral Carter watched the Council broadcast with grim satisfaction. "They're fracturing exactly as we predicted," he told Commander Martinez. "Centuries of deception are coming apart." Olivia nodded. "The elder races are losing control. But that creates a dangerous situation. Krellmore's faction is gaining support among militaristic worlds." "Which is why you're going back in," Carter said, handing her a data tablet. "President Winters has appointed you Earth's official representative, not as a petitioner this time, but as an equal demanding accountability." On Earth, Dr. Maya Patel worked with her team to analyze the data collected during Operation Thunderclap. The Prometheus drive had performed beyond expectations, but their scans of Council worlds had revealed something troubling. "The elder races have been hoarding technology far beyond what they've shared with associate worlds," she explained to President Winters during their secure briefing. "And based on our deep space readings, the Void Swarm is approaching faster than even the Council realizes. Their estimates are off by decades." President Winters' expression hardened. How long do we actually have? 5 years, maybe less. Maya pulled up the scan data. The council believed they had at least 30 years to prepare. They've been slowly strengthening their core worlds while leaving the outer systems vulnerable, essentially creating buffer zones of lesser species. Sacrificial worlds, Winters said quietly, including Earth. At the edge of Council space, Lieutenant Commander Nathan Blake led the UES Vanguard battle group on a reconnaissance mission. Their advanced sensors probed the darkness between galaxies, gathering data on the approaching threat. "Contact!" called his sensor officer suddenly. "Multiple signatures at extreme range. They're not using any drive system we recognize." Blake studied the readings. "The Void Swarm's advanced scouts. They're testing the galaxy's edge. Defenses. Sir, I'm detecting Council monitoring stations in this sector," reported Lieutenant Susan Chen. "But they're outdated. They can't see what we're seeing." Blake made a quick decision. "Send all data back to Earth immediately. Then set course to intercept those scout vessels. Let's see what we're really dealing with." Meanwhile, on a remote space station near the Eridani system, Commander Olivia Martinez prepared to return to the Council chamber. This time she wouldn't go as a supplicant. Her shuttle was escorted by 4 advanced Earth vessels, a clear statement of humanity's new position. As she reviewed her presentation, her secure comm unit activated. A message appeared. Classified intelligence from Earth's Covert Operations Division. The Thrall Syndicate, one of the Council's more secretive members, had dispatched infiltration teams to Earth's lunar facilities. "Change of plans," she told her pilot. "We need to make a stop before reaching Centauri Prime." Across the galaxy, the Thrall infiltration team approached Earth's moon using stealth technology that had fooled lesser species for centuries. Their mission? Steal the secrets of the Prometheus drive. Their 6-person team consisted of the Syndicate's best operatives, shapeshifters capable of assuming human form. "Approach vector clear," whispered the team leader. "Earth's defenses are primitive. They won't detect us until we're already inside." As their stealth shuttle neared the lunar surface, proximity alarms suddenly blared. Outside their viewports, space itself seemed to shimmer as hidden defense platforms decloaked, surrounding them completely. "Thrall vessel," came a calm human voice over their comm system. "You are in restricted space using prohibited stealth technology. Power down immediately," the team leader cursed. "How did they detect us? Prepare emergency measures." Before they could react, their shuttle was caught in a containment field that neutralized all systems. Through the viewports, they saw Lieutenant Blake's team approaching in advanced combat suits that the Thrall had believed were centuries beyond human capability. In the council chamber, Ambassador Zilthax of the Arcturians was addressing the assembly when the doors slid open. Commander Martinez entered, flanked by her team and 2 security officers escorting a prisoner, the captured Thrall team leader. "Honored representatives," she announced without waiting for recognition. "Earth brings evidence of council violations, of their own laws." She activated her datapad, projecting images of the captured Thrall vessel and its illegal bioweapons. "While the council debates our status, the Thrall Syndicate attempted to infiltrate Earth facilities using prohibited technology and carrying these." She displayed scans of biological agents designed to target human DNA. The chamber erupted in shouting. The Thrall representative denied all knowledge, but the evidence was damning. Krellmore tried to dismiss the incident as irrelevant to the larger issue of human treaty violations. "You still don't understand," Olivia said, her voice cutting through the chaos. "Earth isn't here to join your broken system. We're here to help fix it." She uploaded new data to the chamber's main display. The readings from Blake's battle group showing the Void Swarm's advance was far closer than the Council had admitted. "Your monitoring stations are outdated. Your estimates are wrong. The threat will reach populated systems within 5 years, not 30, and your response has been to hide the truth while fortifying only your homeworlds." The Elorian representative moved closer to examine the data. "These readings, if accurate, change everything. How did you obtain this level of sensor resolution?" "The same way we developed the Prometheus drive," Olivia replied. "By combining the knowledge of all human cultures rather than hoarding it among elites." by encouraging innovation instead of suppressing it. She faced the elder representatives directly. Earth doesn't want your seat on a council that sacrifices lesser worlds. We want to build something better, an alliance where all species contribute, according to their abilities and receive protection regardless of their status. From the back of the chamber, Greena stepped forward. Commander Martinez speaks the truth. I've been tracking anomalies at the Galactic Rim for years, but my reports were buried. She turned to face her superiors. The system is broken, and the Void Swarm won't care about our politics when it arrives. As delegates began taking sides, Olivia received an urgent message from Blake's battle group. The Void Swarm scouts had changed course after detecting the human vessels. They were now heading directly toward populated systems, moving faster than expected. The confrontation had begun, whether the galaxy was ready or not. Earth looked different from space now. Orbital defense platforms surrounded the planet and construction yards floated near the moon. It had been 3 months since Operation Thunderclap, and humanity was preparing for what came next. President Diana Winters stood at the window of the newly built Galactic Alliance headquarters in Geneva. Representatives from over 200 worlds filled the main chamber below, many from species that had been kept as protectorates for centuries. "They're ready for you, Madam President," said her aide. Diana nodded and walked to the podium. The chamber fell silent as she addressed the first-ever Galactic Alliance summit. "Welcome to Earth," she began. 4 months ago, we were denied a seat at the Galactic Council. Today, we gather to build something better, an alliance where all species stand as equals against the coming darkness. Screens activated around the chamber, showing the latest data on the Void Swarm. The images were frightening. A vast cloud of biomechanical entities consuming everything in their path as they moved through space. "The threat is real and it is coming," Diana continued. "But we will face it together, sharing knowledge and resources rather than hoarding them." At the back of the room, Ambassador Zilthax of the Arcturians watched with mixed emotions. The council he had served for centuries had collapsed within weeks of Earth's revelations. Now most former council worlds had joined this new alliance. "You look troubled, Ambassador," said Commander Olivia Martinez, taking a seat beside him. "I believed the council system was protecting the galaxy," he admitted. "Now I see we were only protecting ourselves, and poorly at that." He gestured to the human technology evident throughout the headquarters. "In 50 years, you accomplished what took other species centuries." "Because we had to," Olivia replied. "Earth has always been a planet of adapters. When denied resources, we find alternatives. When faced with threats, we innovate." In orbit above Earth, Admiral Joseph Carter oversaw the final preparations of the Alliance Defense Fleet. Ships from dozens of worlds had joined Earth's vessels, forming the first line of defense against the Void Swarm. "The Elorian vessels have synchronized their shield frequencies with ours," reported Commander Samuel Grant. "The Draconis battlecruisers are still refusing to share weapon specifications." Carter wasn't surprised. The Draconis Imperium had joined the Alliance reluctantly, only after Krellmore's hardline faction lost power. "Give them time," Carter said. "Trust doesn't happen overnight." A communication officer rushed over. "Admiral, urgent message from Lieutenant Blake's reconnaissance fleet." Blake's hologram appeared on the command deck. His face was grim. "Admiral, we've made contact with survivors from the Andromeda Galaxy, a small group of ships that escaped before the Void Swarm consumed their worlds. They've been running for decades." The image shifted to show alien vessels unlike any Carter had seen before. They were battered but still functional, carrying the last remnants of civilizations already lost. "Bring them in, Blake," Carter ordered. Their knowledge could be crucial. At Earth's lunar research facility, Dr. Maya Patel worked alongside scientists from 30 different species. The combined knowledge of so many different approaches to science had accelerated their progress tremendously. "The survivor ships are entering our solar system," her assistant announced. "Their technology is remarkable. Completely different principles than anything in our galaxy." Maya nodded. "Have a first contact team ready, and prepare our laboratories. We need to learn everything they know about fighting the swarm." On the edge of the solar system, Lieutenant Blake's ships escorted the refugee fleet. The survivors had been suspicious at first, unwilling to trust any government after watching their own leaders abandon them when the swarm came. "Your alliance sounds like our concordat," said Captain Renvora, leader of the survivors. "They promised unity too, until the swarm arrived. Then the powerful world sealed their borders and left the rest to die. That won't happen here," Blake promised. "Earth knows what it means to be underestimated and abandoned. We're building something different." Captain Renvora studied the human closely. "Perhaps. Your ships found us when no one else bothered to look. That counts for something." As they approached Earth, Renvora shared what they knew about the Void Swarm, its patterns, weaknesses, and the terrible efficiency with which it consumed all life in its path. "They're drawn to division," she explained. "When they detect civilizations fighting among themselves, they target those worlds first. United resistance confuses their hive mind." Back at Alliance headquarters, President Winters convened an emergency session when the survivor data arrived. The news was both better and worse than expected. "The Void Swarm can be defeated," she told the assembly, "but not by hiding behind borders or sacrificing outer worlds. Only through complete cooperation do we stand a chance." From his new position as Alliance Security Director, Krell Moore listened with growing respect. He had opposed humans fiercely, but their actions since forming the Alliance had proven their commitment to all species, not just themselves. "The Draconis Imperium pledges full technological cooperation," he announced, surprising everyone. "Our weapon specs and defense algorithms will be added to the unified database immediately." One by one, other former council powers made similar commitments. The last holdouts finally recognized that survival required unity. Commander Martinez watched from beside the president's podium. "It's working," she whispered. Diana nodded slightly. "For now. The real test comes when the swarm arrives." Far beyond the edge of the galaxy, Lieutenant Blake led the newly formed First Contact Fleet. Using information from the survivors, they established contact with other refugee groups fleeing the swarm's advance. "This is Lieutenant Commander Nathan Blake of the Earth vessel UES Vanguard," he transmitted on all frequencies. "On behalf of the Galactic Alliance, we offer sanctuary and partnership against the Void Swarm." The responses came slowly at first, then in growing numbers. Ships of all designs and origins carrying the remnants of extragalactic civilizations began following the human vessels back toward Alliance space. 1 year after being denied a council seat, Earth had become the center of the greatest unified force the galaxy had ever seen. The Alliance Deep Space Network, built using human Prometheus technology, detected the main body of the Void Swarm still 3 years from the galaxy's edge. At the dedication of the new Alliance Defense Academy, Dr. Maya Patel stood with Admiral Carter watching cadets from hundreds of worlds train together. "Do you think we'll survive?" she asked quietly. Carter gestured to the diverse groups working in perfect coordination. "Look at what we've already accomplished. The Council denied us a seat because they feared human unpredictability. They were right to be afraid, just for the wrong reasons." In the command center below Geneva, President Winters and Commander Martinez studied the latest swarm projections with Ambassador Zilthax. The Council believed containing humanity was necessary for galactic stability, Zilthax observed. "Instead, you've created something stronger than the Council ever was." "Because we didn't try to rule," Diana explained. "We built partnerships." Olivia looked up at the massive display showing Alliance ships moving into defensive formation at the galaxy's edge. Earth vessels led each battle group, their Prometheus drives allowing rapid deployment anywhere they were needed. "When the Council denied humans a seat," she said, "they thought they were keeping the galaxy safe from us. Instead, they forced us to become exactly what the galaxy needed to survive." Outside, the stars shone on a galaxy preparing for war, united by the very species once deemed too unpredictable to join its ruling body. The Void Swarm was coming, but this time they would not find easy prey. They would find humanity, and a galaxy ready to stand with them.